Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Now, what if I told you there is a simple formula, a single equation that could predict the outcome of your entire life? It sounds kind of out there, right? But today, we're diving into the philosophy of a legendary leader, Kazuo Inamori, who believed success wasn't about luck at all. It was about mastering this one profound idea. So this is the man himself, Kazuo Inamori. And his story is just incredible. I mean, this is a guy who faced constant failure when he was young, but then went on to build not one, but two Fortune 500 companies, Kyocera and KDDI. And get this, at 78 years old, when most people are deep into retirement, he steps in to rescue Japan Airlines from a massive bankruptcy. And the craziest part? He refused to take a salary for it.
So you have to ask, how did he do it? What was his secret sauce? Well, he claimed it all came down to a powerful yet really simple equation for life and work, a kind of mental model that he used for every single decision. Okay, let's break it down and see how this thing actually works.
Okay, so here we go. The formula for life. Inamori's whole argument was that the outcome of your life, I mean, everything, whether you're building a business or just trying to be a better person, it all boils down to a pretty simple multiplication problem. And here it is, the big formula. The outcome of your life equals your ability multiplied by your enthusiasm multiplied by your way of thinking. Now, because these are all multiplied together, each one has a huge impact on the final result. But, and this is the key, they are definitely not created equal. Let's look at that first one. Ability.
All right, so first up, we've got ability. Inamori gave this a score from 0 to 100. And this is basically what you're born with. You know, your natural talents, your intelligence, your overall health. It's the hand of cards you're dealt in life, essentially. Okay, next, you multiply that by enthusiasm. This one is also scored from 0 to 100, and this is all about your passion, your drive, basically the raw effort you decide to put into things. And unlike your innate ability, this is 100% something you can control. But here's where it gets really interesting. The final piece of the puzzle, your way of thinking. This is the real game changer. And why is that? Well, look at the score. Unlike the first two, this is the only factor that can be a negative number. It runs all the way from -100 to +100. So a positive way of thinking, being constructive, humble, cooperative, that amplifies everything else. It takes your ability and your enthusiasm and makes them even more powerful. But a negative mindset, one that's arrogant or resentful or just plain selfish, well, think about the math. A negative number multiplied by anything becomes negative. It will literally drag your entire life's outcome into the red, no matter how much talent or passion you throw at it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is a nice little theory. But the thing is, Inamori didn't just talk about it. He went out and proved it on a massive, massive scale. So check this out. In 2010, he takes over Japan Airlines, which was completely bankrupt. You'd think his first move would be some complex financial strategy, right? Nope. His first move was something he called an awareness reform. He went straight for that third variable in his formula, the way of thinking. He basically taught everyone, from the top leaders down to the newest employees, to ditch what he saw as a culture of arrogance. Instead, he wanted them to adopt a mindset of humility and altruism. There's a Japanese concept for this, Rita, which just means acting for the benefit of other people. And it's just wild what happened. By focusing on changing just that one variable, the way of thinking, the entire company's outcome was transformed. I mean, they went from total bankruptcy to reporting record-breaking profits in just over a year. It's incredible. And to really drive home the power of this kind of altruistic thinking, Inamori loved to tell this one simple but really profound story. He used this powerful parable to explain just how much a person's mindset can change everything. And it's all about heaven, hell, and some very long chopsticks.
Okay, so first, picture hell. You're in a room, and in a room, there's this incredible feast. But there's a catch. Everyone has chopsticks that are like 3 feet long. So you can reach the food, no problem, but you can't get it into your own mouth. And because everyone is only trying to feed themselves, they all just sit there starving and frustrated. Now let's picture heaven. The setup is exactly the same. Same room, same delicious feast, same ridiculously long chopsticks.
But in this room, everyone is happy and totally satisfied. So what's the difference? Well, instead of trying to feed themselves, each person uses their chopsticks to feed the person sitting across the table from them. So you see, nothing about the physical environment changed. The only thing that was different was their way of thinking. It was that simple little shift from a me first to a we first mentality that separated a world of suffering from a world of total abundance. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But it begs a really important question. If our way of thinking is really the key to everything, how do we, actually cultivate a positive one? How do we stop it from slipping into the negative? Well, Inamori himself was a huge fan of this quote from the writer James Allen, and it perfectly captures his whole approach to this problem.
He truly believed that it's our job every single day to tend to this inner garden. We have to actively go in there and do the work. That means pulling out the weeds, the selfish thoughts, the resentments, the negativity, and then we have to deliberately plant the flowers of gratitude, kindness, and thinking of others.
And that really brings us to the core of it all and leaves us with a pretty powerful question to ask ourselves. The outcome of your life, it turns out, isn't really set in stone by your talent or your luck. It's multiplied, for better or for worse, by the mindset you choose to build and maintain every single day. So the question is, what are you going to plant in your garden today?